Hi, I'm Paul Gold from Salt Mastering, and this is Shaker Desk. Shaker Desk is a custom A/B path console for mastering directly from open reel tape to lacquer master record without going through any digital whatsoever. Yeah, in my career I've mastered thousands of records in all sorts of different genres. I'd say if I have a specialty of anything, it's probably like indie rock and experimental music. Well, one of my breaks early on was cutting the first DFA record single, House of Jealous Lovers. That really helped. There's a lot of stuff I've worked on that I love. Not so good about tooting my own horn. The majority of my work is working from files and mastering just like everybody else masters. And I enjoy it. I'm in it for the music. I mean, I love gear, and obviously, I'm into making it and stuff, but I also realize that most people just want a good master. Mastering is the process of preparing a release for manufacturing. It's often said that it's sort of both the last creative and the first technical process. In the vinyl days, you were creating a lacquer master that became the master mold for manufacturing. Mastering didn't really involve any processing, like EQ, compression, anything like that. Around the late 60s, early 70s, the sort of creative mastering started to come into being. The Mastering Lab with Doug Sachs on the West Coast was probably the first independent mastering studio. Before that, it was all record company. And then on the East Coast, Sterling Sound, they started putting a little more effort into it, doing EQ and compression and level adjustments. And that was sort of the road to modern mastering. When the CD came out, mastering engineers were no longer making the master. Sony and Philips decided that the actual physical master would be made at the plant, and that mastering engineers would supply. Well, it was a videotape. It was called the 1610 and 1630 system. And you mastered onto a 3/4-inch videotape, and that's what got replicated. So since mastering engineers didn't really have to make the physical master, they started doing more creative stuff to help out the production. And that's kind of where modern mastering is now. All analog mastering has, very few people can do it. It requires a tremendous amount of equipment. When you're mastering to a lathe, you need 4-channel audio. The lathe has an automation system, which needs to see the audio a half revolution before it gets cut. So everything needs to be 4-channel, the stereo signal that gets cut and the stereo signal that gets fed to the automation. And they need to be the same signal so that the automation knows what to do with the real signal. Most mastering equipment is 2 channels because that's all you need. But that doesn't work for audio to the lathe. And there is no commercial equipment available for that. So I had to build everything. I got my first lathe right at the end of 1999. And ever since then, I've wanted to be able to cut all analog. I did it before, but I only had one set of equipment and I had to scramble in between songs and it wasn't very elegant. But I really wanted to be able to master analog as if it was just a normal session. So Shaker Desk was built to have a full modern mastering setup, able to do all analog cuts. And that is very, very rare. We cannot electrically. electrically conduct, around the roller. The shaker desk took 15 years to build. I don't think anybody thought it would actually ever get done. And my boilerplate answer for at least 10 years was 6 months from now. It has 2 sets of identical equipment. So this half is A, the A side, and this half is the B side, and the center section is split between the two and the monitor. When you cut a record, is a single spiral from the outside diameter to the inside diameter. So unlike magnetic tape or anything like that, you can't edit it. It has to be cut in a single pass. So if you want different settings for different songs, you have to have the separate equipment so that you can quickly switch over. So the way it works is that you play your open reel tape and you set up the A side for song 1 and you set up the B side for song 2 and you start playing it through. And when you get to the second song, you flip over to the B side, and then you set up the A side for the third song, and you just keep flip-flopping back and forth as you go down the side. A-B path consoles, even in the vinyl era, were quite rare. Neumann, the company that made the German lathes, the kind that I use, as far as I know, were the first to come up with an A-B path console. But they were quite rudimentary. So you could sort of change the level and do a little rough EQ, but you couldn't really do much elaborate stuff. One of the issues in designing Shaker Desk was figuring out whether I wanted to take old equipment and modify it to serve my purpose, or whether I wanted to do a ground-up construction. Obviously, modifying older equipment would have been easier, but I came to the conclusion that it wouldn't be a full modern mastering setup in an A-B path format. Shaker Desk is kind of divided into 3 general areas. So the first thing to get constructed was the meters and monitoring, because you can't do anything without meters and monitors. The next thing to happen is what I call the transfer path. I both master records, and sometimes I also do the vinyl master for records that were mastered elsewhere. So if they were mastered elsewhere, they don't really get any processing because that's the way they want it. So the transfer path is a very clean path through the console to the lathe. And then after that was the processing path, and that's the EQs and compressors. And that was the last to get constructed, both because they were by far the most complicated builds out of everything, and also, in a way, the least important to switch over to Shaker Desk. The least important is a little strange because that's the fun stuff. That's what you live for. The first thing you want to do is build the EQs, because that's the cool part. But I really had to, focus and go in a sequence that would give me the best chance of a positive outcome. Well, the reason I wanted this setup is that I've always wanted this setup. Since 1999, when I got the lathe, I've always wanted this setup. It took me until a couple years ago to get it done. And I have to say that I may have missed the boat a little bit. Like 10 years ago, there were a lot more records being cut from tape than there are now. So I had to sort of just keep going because I wanted it. The reason I did it is because I wanted to do it, not because I thought it was a great business decision. In fact, it's an awful business decision. But I really, I just love it. And the people who are recording to tape are very passionate about what they're doing. It's, more expensive, more time-consuming, harder. Everything about it is not as easy, but I feel it's worth it. And, I like working on stuff that people care about. Fuck you, I'm gonna do it. Form follows function. Vibrates. I was inspired greatly by the SHAKER religious group. They reduced everything they built to its essence. And that kind of thinking was essential to completing SHAKER Desk. If you want to do something, you figure out how to do it. I've kind of been this way my whole life. You know, I've always kind of had to say, fuck you, I'm going to do it. And that's basically what it was. It was, fuck you, I'm going to do it.
I love that.
I kind of imagine people who knit kind of have the same motivation. You know, it focuses your mind and you can tune out a lot of other stuff. So, you know, when I'm sitting at the bench or soldering, it's really, you know, tunnel vision and everything else goes away and I can, it's just, you know, it's pleasurable. Pleasurable might not be the right word. I'm the kind of guy who likes to know how things work. And if you're going to be a music engineer, I think you should know how the equipment works. So that's kind of been my motivation. Yeah. I come at it from the music end. I don't come at it from the tech end. I've played instruments since I was a little kid, you know, played in bands in high school and college and stuff. But I always knew that I wouldn't make a good professional musician. I like working with music. I love music. I want to be around music. And this seemed like a good way to do it. The challenges of building are many. You know, I knew nothing about metalworking before I started. I didn't even take shop in high school, you know. Just working my way through it was difficult. Like, what should I do? How should I do it? Eventually, I kind of came up with a system. So the metalworking was a huge challenge. The other challenge is the electronics, from as simple as how to hook up a power supply so you don't kill yourself. You know, ways to check your work as you go, as opposed to figuring out what went wrong when you're repairing things. Over the years, most of the work was wiring. One of the things about PCBs is that you only get the raw PCB. You know, commercial equipment can be designed so like this. So there can be a backplane and you can plug things in and you don't have to do a bunch of hand wiring. It's all there. But I had to do tons of hand wiring because none of that was in place. For instance, the Barry Porter EQ took 40 hours to wire. And I think that's not including making the rotary switches. I think that was another 20 hours. So it took something like 60 hours just to wire it. And that's after all the boards were done and everything was stuffed. And I did all the calculations for the resistors. So like one of those EQs probably took 100 man hours to make. You know, they took a long time. You know, originally I thought people would be lined up around the block. That didn't really happen. When I finished it and put it in, the thing I was most proud of was the technical achievement of building the damn thing. It shouldn't really come as a surprise, but the problem still is that people don't know what the hell it is. It's going to happen. It's just going to take a while. And even if it doesn't happen, I don't regret it because really from the beginning, I both wanted the console and wanted the experience of building the console. A lot of opportunities have come up in that time that I simply wouldn't have gotten if I hadn't had the skills I acquired building the console. And also, it just makes me feel good. You know, I made the thing. So, you know, that's worth a lot to me. Call this the TFEQ because the technical topology for the filter is a bridge T filter, but I came close to calling it Yacht Rock 1. Didn't seem appropriate.
Whether it's a sense of reality coming through all the wires and microphones.